1000 students are there, more than 1000 students are there also in computer science. If I want to find out the sum of the marks of all 1000 students, do I need to declare 1000 number of variable like mark 1, mark 2, mark 3 up to mark 1000? Int mark 1, mark 2, like this. If I go declaring it on the screen, possibly it will take more than 2 to 3 hours to declare the variables. Do you all agree with me? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
That necessitated to declare all these hundreds or thousand variables using a single name. You will not have names like mark 1, mark 2, mark 3. I will be defining a single name and which can hold all these thousands or hundreds number of variables. But each variable will be distinguished by putting a subscripts over here, and the subscripts will be given inside a brackets. I'll explain this. So then the arrays are basically those data types which are declared like name of the data types followed by name of the array and number of variables. If I want to have 10 variables, in my declaration statement, I'll write down inside bracket 10. If I have 20 variables, I'll write down inside bracket 20. If it is 1000, I'll write down 1000. But the name of the variable is only A. I declare one variable name, but by putting subscripts over here inside brackets, and the subscripts is an integer number and starts from the value 0 because C starts counting from 0. And by putting the subscripts, it will differentiate one variable from another one. Like if we have two students with the same name Saurabh, we may say Saurabh inside bracket A, Saurabh inside bracket B. Yes or no? There could be two students with the name same name Saurabh or not?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
In that case, we do that. Same also. We have one name A, but the A indicates in this case, if I put a subscripts inside brackets, this A stands for one variable or 10 variable in this case? 10. If I write down the name as my array 32,
32 variables.
number of variables. But it has
32.
how many names? One name.
One name.
My array is the name. Here I have 27 number of bat, 27, 10 number of cats, all are character types. Name is one. But if I write down inside bracket 100, it has 100 variables. If I write inside bracket 1000, it has
1000.
and the variables will be distinguished by writing this as A bracket. The first variable start from A bracket 0, next will be A1, and if you have 10 variable, if I go on counting, the last will be ended with A of
9.
that's not. If I start counting from 0, I have 10 number of variables, it will be ended at 9 or not.
Yes,
So
sir.
different variables are A of 0, A of 1, A of 2. I did not to say 10 number of different names over here. I used only one names. It has another advantage. Remember that all elements of the array are stored contiguously in the main memory. Do remember this. And because of it, we get many advantages. If I declare marks 1, mark 2, mark 3 like 100 or 1000, they may not necessarily be stored contiguously in the main memory. But if I declare A of 10, A of 1000, all variables A0, A1, A2, A3 will be stored in the main memory contiguously one after another without giving in between any spaces. Understood it? So now, purpose I told, the arrays are declared like this, the data type, name of the array, then inside bracket, the size of the array. If I have 10 variables of integer, I'll write down 10. If I have 100, I'll write down 100. If I have 200, I'll write down inside bracket 200. So here each element is an integer. In case of my array, each element is a float. All elements must be of same type. In case of cat, 10 number of cat variables are there, but all variables are of character type. All variables of bat are of also character types. Is it understood? Yes or no, Ankit Kumar? Argya,
Yes, sir.
Ankita
Yes, sir.
Srivastava?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Very good. Now
Yes,
look
sir.
at very good, very good. This is one dimensional array. Now, sorry, look at this. Let me say we have a declaration int a of 10. In the declaration statement, int a of 10 means how many variables did I declare?
10.
10 variables.
How many name I give?
1.
1.
Then by putting the index will always start from in C 0 or 1.
0.
0.
And I
Zero.
start counting from 0, it will be ended at n minus 1. If n is 100, ended at 99.
99.
If n is 50, it will be ended at 49.
49.
It understood? Tell me yes or no.
Yes.
Very good. With this understanding, let me tell, the declaration statement is like this, and when we declare a array variable, immediately memory location will be allocated. The array may be started from 5000 location. Assume that each integer takes 2 bytes. The array may be started from 5000 location. Assume that each integer takes 2 bytes. In some machine, integer may takes 4 bytes. Understood or not? But let's assume integer takes only
2 bytes.
if my first element is of 2 byte and it starts from 5000, it will be taking the space 5000 and 5001.
1.
So next element will start from 5000.
2.
It will take the space 5002 and 5000.
3.
So element 2, index 2 will start from 5000.
2. 5002 to
4.
5000.
5004.
5004. Now if I ask a question, in this case, if I ask you element A of 8 will be started from which location? Let me tell, the
5016.
starting address of the array, write down on your copy, starting address of the array plus this index into size of the array,
Yes,
size
sir.
of the data type, size of each element. Starting address of the array plus starting address of the array plus index. Whatever I write inside the bracket, I call it as an index into size of each element. Into size of each element. Have you understood this? How do I calculate the address of this element?
Yes, sir.
Are yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Suppose A would have been A of 100. If I ask what is the starting address of A of 50, can anyone say, assuming the array starts from the location 4000? Array starts from the location 4000. Each integer is of 2 bytes.
2 bytes.
And I'm asking the where from A of 50 starts from.
4100.
4100
4000 plus 50 into
2.
you do multiplication and tell me the answer. 4100. Is it
4100.
understood to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Now, elements of the array can either be accessed using bracket operators or star operators. This bracket and stars are operator like addition, subtraction, multiplication, divisions. Bracket and stars are operators, not separator. Sometimes in mathematics we use bracket as a separators. Yes or no? In mathematics, bracket is an operator or separators? It's a separators. But in C programming language, this bracket is used as a operators. This bracket and star both are used to access the data element of an array. Today I'll discuss about bracket, and after 2 classes I'll discuss about star operators. Okay? Today we'll only discuss about bracket operators. The first element, Suryansh, the first element we said the 0th element is available. It can be written as A of, when I say A bracket 0, I tell A of 0. Okay? Then next is A of 1, next is A of 2, like this, and these are the addresses. Is it understood right now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. If answer to my question, if this is A of 0, its address will be named as anything available inside the memory location. If I say it is triple X, its address will be called as ampersand triple X. If this is elephant, this will be ampersand elephants. Understood or not?
Yes, sir.
Anything available inside a memory location, if the name of the variable is elephant, its address will be named as ampersand elephant.
Elephant.
Understood? Or yes or no? Not the data value 5, 6, 10. If the name of the address is, name of the variable is a of 0, its address. Can you say what will be the address of this? How do we name it? The data value is a of 4. Its address is ampersand a of.
4.
Understood it? Tell me yes or no.
Yes, sir.
Any
Yes, sir.
variable is available inside a memory location. If it is X, its address will be named as ampersand X. Remember this. Now, let's see how do I access using this. Then array initialization. But we study basically about a variable. We study how to declare a variable, how to assign a value to a variable, and how can I use this in my expressions. How can I access the elements if the name of the variable is such? These are 3 things we need to understand. So declaration I already told. If I have an array which can hold 100 elements which are a floating point, I can declare it as float. Name I can give, let's say, how many elements I told it can store? Hundreds. I'll write down like this. If the array will store 1000, what I'll write down? Float X inside bracket.
1000.
Oh, very good. Declaration, I think everyone has understood.
Yes, sir.
Next stage. Assigning value to a variable. Unless and until we assign a value to a variable, I cannot use it in my expressions. Agreed or not?
Yes,
जब तक कोई variable का value नहीं होगा, can I use it in my expression?
No, sir.
How
No,
can
sir.
I assign value? There are 2 ways, statically or dynamically. Statically means when we write a program, I will assign the value. Dynamically means when I run my program, I will assign a value. Understood? Now let's come to the static allocations. If you go for a static allocations, look at this. At the time of declaring a variable, I can assign the values. And 22 will be assigned to a of 0, 33 will be assigned to a of, and 55 will be assigned to a of 9. Is it understood? Tell me yes or no. I assign the value, the values will immediately be assigned over here. Suppose I wrote cat. Sometimes an array can be declared without mentioning the size, as I have done it here, without mentioning the size. Did I mention the size here? If I do not mention size, I must initialize the value. I must. I cannot simply declare int a. I cannot. I can do this. If I write assigns to, let's say 22, 33, and 44. If I do this, how many variables I declare for this? Right now, tell me.
3.
3. It will count. If I give 3 value, it has 3 variables. If I give 4 value, understood it or not?
4.
Yes,
So we
sir.
have
Yes, sir.
options. If I'm initializing, I do not know how many value I will be initializing. I can keep it blank without writing this. Yes or no? But if I do not initialize, I cannot keep it blank. Is it understood? Tell me yes or no.
Yes,
So
sir.
both the options of initialization is understood to everyone. Tell me yes or no.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Very good. This is character cat, KIIT. This is cat 0, cat 1, cat 2, and cat 3. Again, I have float PR5. I have assigned some floating point values starting from 12.3 and minus 11.3 like this. Those values will also be assigned here. So PR0 will be holding a which value?
12.3.
Very good, 12.3. And PR4 will be holding a value 56.2.
56.2.
Do you understand array declarations and initialization statically? Yes or no?
Yes,
sir.
Yes, sir.
Very
Yes,
good.
sir.
Let's come to the dynamic allocation, which we require very often. Look at this. I declared a variable int a of 10. I declared int a of 10. How many variables did I declare in a single name here?
10.
10.
10.
I declared 10
10.
variable using a single name, and the variables are a of 0, a of 1, a of 2, f2, a of 9.
9.
If the variables are of a of 0, a of 1 variables, when I scan it, I must write an ampersand symbol or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
can
sir.
I write down this or not? Tell me, scan a percentage
Yes.
d ampersand a of 0, then scan a percentage d ampersand a of 1. If I go on doing this, how many value will scan?
10
10.
values.
10.
Very nice, very nice, very nice. 10. Now tell me, all these 10 statements are same or similar?
Similar, sir.
कैसा लग रहा है?
Similar.
पूरे
Similar,
एक
similar,
जैसा
sir.
लग रहा है कि पूरा एक ही है? Are they same or
Similar.
similar?
Sir, similar
but not same.
number.
Similar.
Similar है, very good. Very good.
Address.
So similar. If the statements are similar, can I write repeatedly or I can write inside a loop? Suggest me.
So inside a
Inside a
loop.
loop.
Inside a loop.
If the statements are same, I can write inside a loop. If they are similar, then also we can do. And
Yes,
if
sir.
you find out the similarity, I'll be coming to the similarity. We'll come to the loop, but before coming to the loop, how many scanf statement you wrote here?
10.
10.
10.
Can I do it in one scanf statement? Yes.
Yeah.
I have another options of doing. Argya, Susti, understood? I have
Yes,
another
sir. Yes,
options
sir.
of doing.
Yes,
I
sir.
will not put dot. I have to write down how many percentage D.
10%.
10%.
I start writing ampersand a of 0. And certainly I will never make a mistake in writing ampersand a0, a1, a2 like this. But do you agree we may make a mistake in giving number of percentage D?
Yes.
10
Yes, sir.
गिनना पड़ेगा.
Yes.
10 में हो जाएगा. If it is 100, I can give a guarantee you will make a mistake in writing percentage D. Agreed or not?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
yes,
Yes,
सर
sir.
एक में तो
Yes,
हो रहा
sir.
है, लेकिन राइटिंग परसेंटेज डी शायद 2-4 बार काउंट करके फिर टीचर को बोलेंगे सर सर देख लीजिए तो सर काउंट ठीक है कि नहीं. Do you agree or not?
Yes,
So we must avoid the second one. This black color must be avoided. Must be
Yes, sir.
avoided. Understood. And it is also boring. Now again come back to the first one. If they are similar, only a single variations, and that to the second part, it varies from 0, 1, 2, 3 up to 9. Yes or no? Now
Yes,
my
sir.
question here is, can I remove this by writing I? And each time my I will become first 0, then I1, then finally I will become?
9.
9.
If
Yes,
the
sir.
same statement I execute by changing I 0, 1, 2, 3, 9, so I can do it by writing scanf once or not?
yes,
Yes,
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
कुछ लोग तो बोल रहे हैं सर 10 बार तो क्या फर्क पड़ता है, फॉर लूप का है समझेंगे. Yes or no? Many are saying, so why should I understand for loop? I can write it writing 10 times. Fine, I do agree. But if you have to scan 1000 variables, A0, A1, A999, will you accept that? Or for loop you will try to understand?
For loop.
For
For
loop.
loop.
Now, for or while any loop you want, so you can do. So now, look at this. Understood?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir.
And you all know, every scanf statement should be preceded by a printf statement. It's a better idea.
Yes.
Every scanf statement should be preceded by a, can I write like this or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Enter the next data. Can I put here? Remember this. Instead of writing next data, can I write down, enter the next data and let's say number percentage D and comma I. Can I write down this inside this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It gives a better idea or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
To
sir.
give the next data number I0, yes or no? Then
Yes,
I1, you can understand which data I'm giving. Understood?
Yes,
Yes,
So
sir.
out of these three options, which is not accepted at all,
Black one.
the black one.
it's not accepted.
Black one.
There is a high chance you'll make a mistake. इसमें उतना mistake नहीं करोगे. क्यों? We'll go for copy paste. Or yes or no?
Yes,
सर
sir.
ये इतना
Yes, sir.
मुश्किल नहीं है आजकल. Copy paste editor sir, copy paste based editor. So I can write 3, 4, then copy it and paste it, then change this 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 9. I'll never make a mistakes. Accepted. But second one is never accepted. Understood?
Yes,
So
sir.
have you
Yes, sir.
understood how can you assign value to elements of one-dimensional array during execution of the program, which I tell dynamically. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
We beat the array an integer array, floating point array, or character array. Can you do this or not?
Yes, sir.
Very good.
Yes,
Very
sir.
good. Very good. Then printing and scanning, printf and scanf are regular in nature, made for each other. Yes or no? Sir, scanf समझ ले तो फिर क्या समझना पड़ेगा? What we have to understand? Print.
Print.
We
Yes,
must
sir.
also able to print the display the results, the data of an array on the screen or not.
Yes,
So after
sir.
understanding, let's
Yes,
go
sir.
for that. Oh, sorry. Can I write down 10 printf statement to print the value of a of 0, a of 1 on the screen? Now tell me, all will be printed in the same line or different lines?
Same
Same
line.
If I want to
Same
print in
line.
different lines, what should I do?
Backslash n.
Backslash
N.
n.
Very good.
Backslash n.
Very good. Seems to be very nice. Yes or no? How many printf statement I wrote? Can I do it in a
10.
single printf statement?
Yes.
Can do it.
And do it.
I
Yeah,
can write down percentages, percentages, percentages. Dot. Do I need to write dot dot dot?
No,
वो नहीं
no,
काम
sir.
करेगा. मैं क्यों लिखा बोला था?
Write
तो
10
स्क्रीन में आएगा ही नहीं.
Yes, sir.
कुछ बोले सर आप तो लिख देते हैं डॉट डॉट डॉट. I wrote because it will not come in the screen. It's basically slide, so I can do it like this way. But again, the same mistake may occur or not. So there are 100 elements are there, but percentage D is only 99. Syntax error दे रहा है. फिर गिन गिन के निकाले 98, डाल दिए 2% D, it crosses 100 again, become 101. फिर गलत हो गया, फिर काउंट करें तो 102 हो गया, 2 डिलीट कर दिए, चलता रहेगा. Agreed or not?
Yes,
Now,
sir.
if you look at these printf statements, are they purely same or similar?
Similar.
काफी similar है कि
similar.
जरा सा similar है? काफी. So if there
काफी
are lot
similar.
of things similar, I can write it inside a for loop or not? Can
Yes,
I write
sir.
like this?
Hmm.
How many statements are there inside for loop? Both the printf or only one printf statements? Yes,
One.
the block
One.
contains only one printf. And this is outside the printf. So after printing all 10 on the screen of line, then only cursor will come down to the next line or not?
Yes, sir.
Understood it? Tell me yes or no. यही हो गया. Look at this. Next program. एक लिखो. Program to find average. मैं भी पढ़ना पड़ेगा program क्या लिखा. हाँ. Program to find average marks obtained by a class of 20 students in a test and count number of students scored outstanding grade. Outstanding grade is considered to be 90 and above. I ask, how many students are there in the class?
20.
20. Okay, they have secured some mark in subject like C programming. You like to find out the average of these 20 students, and you will also count how many students have scored outstanding grade. Outstanding grades मैंने बोल देता हूं इसलिए 90 and above. ठीक है? Question समझ में आया?
Yes, sir.
Now when we write program, first is we'll declare variables. Do you all agree to me? Yes or no?
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now tell me how many variables you will declare here?
1.
एक ही में हो जाएगा. काउंटर वगैरह नहीं लोगे क्या?
नहीं सर वो
So I'll take a counter I. I'll take a variable avg. I'll find out the integer average. I'll take a count variable which will count number of outstanding students. I'll take a intermediate sum 0, a sum variable whose intermediate sum is 0. I'll take what you suggested, a marks variable. It's an array of 20 integers. Declaration is understood to everyone. Tell me yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
After declaring variable, we must assign value marks to all 20 students or not? Statically or dynamically? Did I do it in my program statically or dynamically? Very good.
Dynamically.
Dynamically is easier or statically is easier?
Dynamically.
तो हम डिफिकल्ट करवा रहे हैं, आसान तुमको छोड़ देते हैं. अरे यस सर नो.
Yes,
You
sir.
will do it statically also. Statical तो सर राइट हैंड साइड में लिख देंगे 10, 20, 30, 40. ठीक है, वही लिखोगे 90 और 92 लिखोगे. हाँ 90 लिखना है. हाँ यहाँ तक समझ आया. So after assigning the value, now I'll find out the sum, then find out the average. I wrote a for loop. This for loop will be executed for 20 times or 19 times?
20.
20,
sir.
20 times. Starts from 0 to 19.
Yes,
20
sir.
times starts from 0 to 19. And
Yes,
I'll
sir.
find out sum equal to sum plus mark I. Then I'll write down if mark is greater than 89, count plus plus. Understood or not?
Yes, sir.
And when I come out of this, I'll find out the average equal to sum divided by 20. I'll take the integer average. If someone is interested to find out the floating point average, may also find out the floating point average by declaring your average equal to float and by writing sum divided by 20 or 20.0.
20.0.
Very good.
20.0.
Then printf the average, printf the outstanding grade. Can you write down this program? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
सर इसमें लिखने का इसमें तो 3 स्टेटमेंट लिखना है हैश इनटू stdio.n देन void main वो तो हो गया आप भी तो लिख दिए अरे यस सर नो हाँ बोल
Yes,
देता
sir.
हूँ इसमें सब कुछ तो मैंने किया सिर्फ तुमको क्या लिखना है हैश इनटू stdio.h अगला स्टेटमेंट void main उससे अलावा कुछ लिखना है क्या अब देन ये तो कोई भी कर लेगा ठीक है आगे बढ़ते हैं नेक्स्ट A program to search whether a number is present. हाँ आकाश कुछ बोल रहे हो
Sir, can you show the previous slide?
वह क्यों कितना बार क्या है स्लाइड दिखेंगे समझा दिया हाँ बोल दिया फिर स्लाइड दिखाना क्या हो गया आकाश अरे हाँ तो बोलो कम से कम
हो गया सर हो गया
हाँ वही तो नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन A program to search whether an item is present in the array or not. If present, display the positions. If present, display the position. Let me tell. We have an array of elements. An array may have 10, 20, 30 elements. We have a big array. We have elements like, let's say, 60, 70, 10, like this. 100 elements are there. We would like to search whether an item is present in this array or not. Okay. I'll search whether an item is present in this array or not. I'll take an initial value I is equal to 0. I'll compare this item with the first position. If it doesn't match, should I stop it or I should compare with the next position?
Is it compared?
The next.
सर यहाँ आपने 50 लिखा है
हाँ ये चेंज हो सकता है ठीक है
ओके सर
Then I search it to the next element. Doesn't match. Should I stop or proceed?
Proceed.
Doesn't match. Suppose it matched in the position 21.
Yes,
If
sir.
it matches, I'm only interested whether the item is present or not. I'm not bothered how many times it appears.
Yes, sir.
And I want to display the first position where it is present. I can come out. Now, should I continue?
Sir, we can
Come
bring.
If I come out, I'll definitely display the item is present in which position?
21.
And that is the current position of I or not? I will be
Yes, sir.
changed. If the item is not present, it will display item is not present or it may display -1. Why do I say -1? Because the index is never being -1 in an array. My index starts from
0.
0.
so that is why if -1 is displayed, what does it indicate? Item is
Not present
Not
in it.
present in
not
an.
present. Yes or no?
Yes.
Somebody will tell, sir, I scored 105% in the semester. हम बिलीव करेंगे क्या? हाँ, यही चीज है. Item is present in -1 index position. Is the item present? हाँ, यही बात है. Understood? Now,
Yes, sir.
so I'll declare a variable POS assigns to -1. POS assigns to POS stands for a position. I assume that item is not present.
Present.
If it is present, I'll change the position by position of I where it is present. Understood it? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So let's see
Yes,
and write
sir.
down a program for this. If you have understood this, look at this. My name of the array may be M. These are my elements. I took my item to be 50. I have initialized my position variable to -1. I have a small comparison statement. If item is equal to mi, ith element, then what would be my value of the position?
Ith
I.
value.
Should I continue or break it?
Break.
So break लगा दिया बाहर आ जाएगी. Understood? Now tell me, when I is equal to 0, if I do this matching, will it match? If no, I'll proceed. Does it match?
No. No, sir.
No, sir. No, sir.
Match.
If it matches, immediately I'll convert my position to the position of I6. I'll come out of this or not? And nowhere it matches. Nowhere it matches. When I come out, my position should be some value like 0, 1, 2, 3 or -1.
-1.
-1.
Very good. Can I write a program for this?
Yes,
प्रोग्राम
sir.
लिखने के लिए पहले क्या लिखेंगे? हैश इंक्लूड और डिक्लेयर वेरिएशन वेरिएबल्स.
Hashtag.
हैश इंक्लूड बोलना जरूरी है कि तुम लिख लोगे. हैश इंक्लूड का बात void main
Yes, sir.
वहां तक तो तुम्हारा हो जाएगा, है कि नहीं? हैश इंक्लूड void main सबका हो जाएगा. मैं कहां से शुरू करूं? वो ब्रैकेट से. ईट से शुरू करेंगे. ठीक. वेरिएबल डिक्लेयर. वेरिएबल हैव बीन डिक्लेयर प्रॉपर्ली. टेल मी yes or no.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
I
sir.
is the counter, item is the variable, and m of 20 variables I'll take. You can take 15 also, doesn't matter. Enter the item to be searched. First three statement is understood. Everyone tell me yes or no.
Yes, sir.
Next, I wrote a for loop to scan value of all 20 variables m0 m1. Understood everyone?
Yes, sir.
sir.
उसके आगे क्या करेंगे? सर्च करेंगे. मैक्सिमम कितने बार सर्च करेंगे? 20 बार maximum. I'm not saying exactly 20 times. So I
Yes,
can write a for loop which can start from 0, ended at 20. I'll go up to this, provided there is no matching. If sometime I found there is a matching, I'll make my position to I and I'll break it from the loop or not.
Yes, sir.
Understood it? And when I
Yes,
come
sir.
out of this, E position double equal -1, printf item is not present, else printf the item is present in the position percentage D POS. Understood? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Understood.
इससे अलावा तुमको क्या लिखना पड़ेगा? हैश इंक्लूड एंड void main.
Void main.
कितना तुम्हारे काम? ये सब मैंने कर दिया. ओके. Write a program. Write a program to display number of odd numbers, comma, number of even numbers, and number of prime numbers present in an array of 20 elements. Write a program to print number of odd numbers, number of prime numbers present in an array of size 20.
Even a
Odd,
prime.
even,
Odd, even, and prime.
क्या चीज? हाँ, दोबारा बोलो, दोबारा कुछ पूछो. ये सुस्ती.
Odd, even, and prime numbers.
हाँ, कितने इवन नंबर काउंट करोगे, कितने ऑड नंबर काउंट करोगे और कितने
Prime number.
समझ आया क्वेश्चन? समझ आया? The question is understood or not? Very good.
Yes, sir.
If I tell 10, 20, 30, 10, 20, 30, how many even numbers are there? Odd numbers,
0.
prime number. Then you
Zero.
have understood mathematics means you should write the program.
sir,
You
can you
understood
repeat
this? You
question?
can answer this question. हुआ यहाँ तक? ये कर लोगे? Next question. Next question.
Previous question repeat.
क्या repeat? Next question. Assign your name to an array. Assign your name to an array. And replace every character of your name by the next character. Replace every character of your name by the next character. If I tell this, A will be replaced by?
B.
Ah, very good. A will be replaced. Sorry. A will be replaced. Ah, chal mera. A will be replaced by B. B will be replaced by?
C.
C.
C. P will be replaced by Q and Z will be replaced by?
A.
A.
शायद किसी का नाम में जेड नहीं होगा. और है कि नहीं है? वो थोड़ा
नहीं
मुश्किल है.
होता.
अंडरस्टूड और नॉट? शायद किसी का नाम में जेड नहीं होगा. किसका है क्या? अरे टेल मी इफ जेड कंटेंट्स इन एनीबॉडीज नेम. तुम्हारा हाथ ठीक है, करना है तुमको ये चीज. ठीक है. सो एवरी कैरेक्टर विल बी रिप्लेस्ड बाय द नेक्स्ट एंड जेड विल बी रिप्लेस्ड बाय
A.
मैंने क्या क्या प्रोग्राम करवाया आज बोलो.
Sir, average और grade वाला.
हाँ, क्या क्या करवाया?
Sum of
Sir.
marks.
Sir,
ये
average
तो
और
मैंने कर दिया.
percentage.
तुमने प्रिंट करना है where the item is present. Before that, you will study marks of 20 students, find out average, outstanding grades, all this.
Yes, sir.
Yes or no? And those who will be writing program for the first time, I'll request them to write printf scanf to read an array of size 10 and to display the array of size 10. Printf scanf you should also do. Okay? And then, as I told, even number, odd numbers, and prime numbers.
Okay, sir.
आया समझ में? And your array should contain some even numbers, some odd numbers, some prime numbers. Then verify it. Unlike I gave the question 10, 20, 30. It should have 11, it should have 12, it should have 13. At least it should have value from 11 to 30. Understood or not? The value should be 11 to 30. You will find out how many even numbers, how many odd numbers, how many this you need to count. And then the last question is, your name will be stored in an array, and finally you will display, you are not going to display your name, you will display it by next characters. If your first character is S, you should replace it by T. आया समझ में? अरे yes or no?
Yes, sir.
And
सर
I
अपन
think
के
you,
सवाल
yes.
किसका बात नहीं
The next character by next letter in my name.
हाँ भारती, तुम्हारा नाम है बी में आएगा, सी एच में पता नहीं क्या है, ए में बी आएगा, आर में एस आएगा, ऐसी है, एन में एन आएगा.
सर लास्ट वाले क्वेश्चन में स्टैटिकली असाइन करना है ना एरे में.
क्या करना है तुम करो, नाम तो असाइन करना है, तुम्हारा नाम, खुद का नाम असाइन करके ऐसे करना है.
अच्छा सर.
हाँ यस, बोलना चाहते हो कुछ?
No, sir.
बासु अच्छा.
Sir, I have a doubt about yesterday
हाँ
class.
yes.
Sir, we did recursion yesterday. We did a